Chapter 10 History or History ዋንየይኬቩ sought diversity manifestplanen wanted to coexist in peace, so urinated in the educational system and sent for nulliser to relocate from Medinatelton Wurtotofson. Nulliser ordinated some of his students to become teachers, and to people learned about each other's history, culture, and religious beliefs. Nulliser and ዋንየይኬቩ went every nationality and culture to live to serve in faith for Sabbath. They held a meeting in the interior and all the locations under ዋንየይኬቩ to teach, and all Idladen, starting from the age of 15. The people loved their new family and felt like they belonged for the first time, and they served Sabbath with their mind, body, and soul, calling it El Crocodidios, or the circle of God. After everything was said and done, everyone noticed. Everyone and everything. Their education system was so organized that people willingly began taking each other and opened their minds and ears to their new neighbors. It did not surprise ዋንየይኬቩ that many people know the history and stories of their cultures very well, and many could go back dozens of years, except their new Gideon family. Fra Pikachu took on Amharic that wolf battle on stock and military responsibility for a month. They rested, learned, and cared for their family until their division was called upon. 1 month of duty and 11 months of rest, many were sent intelligent members of the Grabtar classes. The leader of each battle and taric courses on various subjects but everyone had vital in history. Until everyone was familiar with it, they talked about the unsung heroes of slavery, the civil rights movement, sports, educational heroes, and much more. People like Hoyt Kane, Tom Millenniax, John Baxter Taylor Jr., Yolan Brown, and Harold Greer. They talked about Reverend William Washington Brown, a former Yugoslav who founded the first ever black-owned bank in America, the Seventh Bank of the Grand Fountain in the Order of True Reformers. Onesimus, an enslaved man who created a way to keep people from getting sick with smallpox. The story of just one St. Violet, the gallant rifleman, highly regarded as the hero of the Indochina War, and William Ellison, a former slave who once was one of the wealthiest men in the South. However, many thought that ዋንየይኬቩ will teach about history, but he introduced his life's lessons, to their surprise. The things he learned on his way to Arizona taught him something he didn't know or things he took for granted. He taught his people skills, such as communication and interpersonal skills, decision-making and problem-solving, creative thinking and critical thinking, self-awareness, and empathy, which he called emotional intelligence. He taught assertiveness, stability, integrity, and resilience. Friedrich taught history. He would open his classes with questions to question the authors of history, saying they interpreted and the authors called be one, or to written records relate historians in seats, bias, and limitations. One must research that history in their own and gather their conclusions. For instance, if the Mexican scientific examiners word from their side of history, what will be the facts and opinions during La Mesa? Cindy the Mexican serial diet, let us see what we know. When the Texas miners were formed, they were supposed to bid the ball of American kindness at the border. They battled the Indians for dominance in the region, chased down Minoan slaves who saw freedom deep within Mexico, and settled scores within in Huachalonity and Lawmaking Project in Texas. As the Texas miners and some white civilian vigilantes shared the same views. Yet, they murdered thousands of Mexicans and Indigenous, and amused for Mexican descendant Americans in South Texas. We are supposed to hail them as heroes. Some were Mexican revolutionaries, but most were ordinary people carried into violent crossfire. With no face, as a fact. La Mesa broke out between the rising tensions between Texas and Mexico following the Mexican Revolution. After the revolution, Mexican refugees migrated to the US, looking to escape the violence and political unrest in their own country, causing the Mexican population in Texas to rebel, greatly to violent scuffles on the border. The bandit war in the series of Texas raids carried out by Mexican rebels from Tamaulipas, Coahuila, and Chihuahua to unlocking cadres involving the Texas miners, who were responsible for the deaths of 50,000 Mexican Americans. President Woodrow Wilson ordered 110,000 more National Guardsmen from state militias to the border for patrol duty in Brownsville, Texas, to help with the violence at the border. Built with now, LSOL, what happens when you move into America's great neighborhood. But even so, they have claimed to be Native Americans from unnamed land, but the term, Teferdal or Indian. We know how they have whipped out the entire African population for research for centuries. But if it weren't for the Moors, they probably well, the deed of centuries ago. Getting off the subject, Wake Friedrich often date, he had looked back onto his notebooks. Och, the linking of law-abiding Mexican-Americans in Santa Uruguay's Jesus Bazin, and Hidalgo Commissioner in Longoria. Now, let's look at this because often, we listen to the stories of the hunter but never the hunted. These miners became so notorious for their brutality against Mexicans and Mexican-Americans that they typically lost their Genos, red men's in devils. The miners were responsible for slaughtering thousands of Mexican-Americans during their reign of terror. Still, they could get away with the violent aesthetic these later world hid accounts of their brutality. Elton, they held hearings for the public to see. The facts are simple. These miners served Jesus Bazin and his son-in-law in Longoria, the elected commissioner of Hidalgo County, did as he rode his horse on a dirt road. They committed no crimes, both were killed by the miners, what they suspect were Mexican bandit sympathizers. They both came from well-respected, land-owning families, and Longoria was an elected official. Well, how about Antonio Rodriguez? They accused him of murdering 40-year-old white woman, Ife Henderson, who was found in her porch with a bullet wound to the head and back. They arrested Rodriguez the following day and accused him of killing her in cold blood because she was supposedly rude when he asked her for food. Without a trial, he was beaten, lynched, and burned alive. Mexican investigators from San Antonio opened an investigation afterward. They found out that the Rock Springs locals didn't know anything of Rodriguez, which sparked an overreiterate his Hamilton of Guadalajara. How about Len Martinez? Jur, a Mexican-born and Texas-raised man, was lynched after being arrested on suspicion of murdering a 20-year-old white woman. He was the last person seen speaking to her, and despite proclaiming his innocence, he was pressured to confess to the crime by a violent mob and was hanged. Eventually, State Representative Jules Canos investigated the brutality of the Texas miners and state police against Mexican Americans. Canos presented the case and gathered evidence and testimony from witnesses about the miners' race violence. When the case went to trial, Canos brought and charges against the Texas miners, but after a lengthy court battle, they ultimately dropped the charges, of course. Friedrich paused before saying, off subject, but most people don't notice because it isn't being told, nor written, even how the blacks started civil rights. Every researcher thinks the blacks reaped the benefits from the civil rights bill and he made way more than any black person did. But back on track. Suppose we search for the real history of the police in America. They started as gunslingers guarding the wealth of the rich and stagecoaches. They were also slave catchers working for slave owners whose slaves were their cash crop. From here, they protected the turn of the entry wealthy landowners from bandits and disgruntled land seekers and outlaws seeking gold. A part of them developed into the infamous Klan. As newly freed blacks were prospering in building townships like Black Wall Street, while the Great Depression destroyed weight. Wilt, they were heard or volunteered to court, product white people, from black prisons. They were behind the many hundreds of the Anshizate Matuhayas, the Anshizate Matuhamsas, which launched the black civil rights movements. White supremacists were always in law enforcement in the era of the marshals and the sheriffs, when imitated from the black Moors who ruled these lands for centuries. Marshal is just a play on Moorzo, and sheriff is really sheriff or a ruling class of Moors. The story is also African Moors and is taken from Ethiopia and the story of David. These people invaded the land already settled and ruled by black Indians. People woke up much of their ancient culture and talked over. They had no culture or civil life of their own. They learned from us, have always stolen, and profited from our culture, both have envious. Friedrich Spazu went off and interrupted him. Ok class, that'll do it for today. North American colonists were for against Native Americans often was terrifyingly brutal, like the giving of blankets and lands contaminated with smallpox. You need a paper from you to describe your tales on this matter. Wanyeyikéቩ also appointed that important of every land belonging to the community. Since some land was dry while others were fertile, they used speedsters to build irrigating systems for gardening and livestock. Many saw a change in Queen, and anti-ecological stability and influential couples in history. Citate Batus, President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama, Chet Marcus and May Simulson, Daniela Paladua Saintan, Omar and Kisheps, Angel Bassett and Carnade Vance. Jonathan and digital classes on electronics and engineering and headed up the research and development team. Obtained with his son, Dikurish, by his side. Hittite purpose about indigenas people and their lands, like the Dravidian European, the black race of people who first civilized what is to be called Indian past thousands of years before the culture did. Daniel gave an impressive class on Egyptian history. Illustrated about the mystification of the so-called African American people. Nerluso was nicknamed Beta Dibir because everyone loved him everywhere. He talked about the arts, bringing back music and dancing to the people, telling stories of artists from every genre, and creating holidays and celebrations for all cultures to enjoy. Tell stories of such greats like Blunt Lemon Jefferson, Rudder Prince Nelson, Michael Jackson, Jimi Hendrix, Taylor Family, Marvin Gaye, Donny Hathaway and his dad Lola. On Nerluso's first day, he talked about Celia Cruz, Celia de la Caridad Cruz Alfonso the interworld de la Fiesta Carnival. A Latin America's black queen, an influential artist in Latin music, and a crucial black icon in a culture that didn't celebrate blackness. She was born in Havana, Cuba. She learned Sandria music. Thanks to her neighbor, a practitioner and singer. Despite her father's disapproval at first, because he was a devout Catholic, both agreed as long as they stayed in school. She started dabbling in Yoruba, a language spoken in West Africa. After 15 years of working with Comediantura, she became a staple of Havana's nightlife, and appeared in some famous golden age of Mexican cinema movies. When Fidel Castro rose to power, Celia was touring in Mexico, and when she attempted to return to Cuba and denied entry. She became Yao's citizen after joining the legendary to the point. Government took in court a Cuban community who has settled into use her microfashion style honored her for curbing laws merging elements of Cuban culture into her African industry. She became one of the most important salsas and tropical music figures, two genres historically dominated by men. Murky tight about the deception of the Jews. Two things don't lie. Tight's the truth and now. Let's take the origin of the Ashkenazi Jews from Europe. Thus does not contradict the fact that European Jews primarily distant from people who left Israel and the Middle East dozens years before. Most of the population originated from local Europeans, who converted to Judaism. Little is known about their history before they were expelled from the Mediterranean and settled in Poland. We know that Ashkenazi Jews are identically related to each other as fourth cousins. Researchers got strange answers for whether Ashkenazi originally came from Europe or the Near East. Past research found that 50 to 80% of the from the Ashkenazi chromosome was structured the Near East lineage, which supported a story that Jews came from Israel and during the Moorids when they settled in Europe. However, based on accounts by the Jewish historian Flavius Josephus, they said, by the time of the destruction of the Second Temple in Saba, as many as 6 million Jews were living in the Roman Empire. Therefore, there is no white-hat statement called Bekru because only about 500,000 lived in Judah. The major Jewish communities were outside Judea, when they analyzed mitochondrial content in the state deployment passed down on from the mother, for more than just, to people from the Near East, the Texas, and Europe, including Ashkenazi Jews. They found that only 4 founders were responsible for 40% of Ashkenazi mitochondrial DNA, and they originate in Europe. We call trace most of the remaining people to other European lineages. Over 80% of the maternal families of Ashkenazi Jews called betract to Europe, with only a few originating in the Near East. None came from the North Caucasus, along the border between Europe and Asia, between the Black and Caspian Seas. Most Ashkenazi Jews can track their raw stock material of color kingdom that flourished during the 9th century in the region between the Byzantine and Persian empires. They get it suggest many of the founding Ashkenazi women were converts from local European populations. The simplest explanation was that it was mainly women who converted, and the Morid men would come from the Near East. Another possibility is that Jews actively converted both men and women among local populations at this time. Gamal Abdel Nasser, the Lieutenant President of Egypt in 1956. Abdel went on television and radio in the Hamsas and stated that the Ashkenaz, you have left black and returned white, you are impostors and shall never see peace, similar to Fidel or Indians and the light and Shismint Matus. Women called Kleinland if they called poverty were Native Americans, and you called dough just for $5 at the register's office. How many years passed before each generation to kept believing in this lie, that they were Native Americans? Great up in her class by saying, the Tuskegee study for trade settles and to vital knowledge, called the Tuskegee experiment or Tuskegee settles study. An ethical abusive study was conducted between 1932 and 1972 by the United States. The Public Health Service and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and nearly 400 widely with syphilis. They defend research as a systematic and creative act intended to increase knowledge about humans, culture, and society and operate in new areas of interest by using systematic and constructive scientific methods to obtain, analyze, and interpret data. My question is, we know how, we know what, we know how, and we know to when and where. So, why did they want this done, and what was their conclusion of their data? We noted came to his first class, he made his family and friends attend with Wanyeyikéቩ, John, Wob, and tourists sitting in the front row of the classroom. He cleared his throat and spoke of self-respect and self-worth. My name is Altaib. Before he met Wanyeyikéቩ, as a matter of fact, he was the one that named him Wani because he couldn't, no, he takes it back. He didn't want to learn his name, Wanyeyikéቩ. Back then, take no miss Jonathan. He sold drugs to me people for profit. He did many things for profit and didn't care about any but my brother. They said that drugs are the gateway to people becoming what they are. You disagree. Drugs are not the gateway to being a native person. He said trauma, childhood abuse, molestation, and military gateway conditions, and the symptoms are drug abuse, violent behavior, hyperactivity, and self-harm. This condition leads a person to become what they become. Good or bad. I am limited of the infamous mix wars, always trust everyone to bet themselves, but trust in the fact you save him. It takes so much in arena to trust someone, trust him to bet him. Trust a snake toe. Bet you, trust alertly to you, trust it to steal from you, but help him when you save him. Use it, has played is a dream form. Trusting people is a forfeiting thing where I'm from. For many will quickly stab you into back for little of nothing. They will kill anyone, even though not a part of that street life. But that dream has become a reality. Accept it, believe it, and receive it. He was a symbol of who he was and who he had become, but her childhood was not pretty. So, you say, be yourself and be proud of who you are. Me and my brother Johnny were raised in the gutters, in the streets. Before and after losing your parents at an early age. Our father was a pimp, and our mother was on a fist hose. Don't feel sorry for me on a bit, for the pain I endured made me who I am today. I'm not going to give you my entire history, but many of you know or heard about me before we came here and memory that drive my life. He passed, thin smelled, I never get tired of saying that. My childhood created some Indian myth that has allowed me to be just that, myth. But I have seen people in the streets make it 100 times more than the next man and have this here about themselves. I have seen people smarter than others and haven't heard about themselves thought as less intelligent. Yes, it cares not as much, especially around Fazuha. Have is soft ears. But for centuries, we have taken quote, bad words, and made them into words of endearment. Christian was a negative word, and it became a blessing. Nigger was a negative word, and it was changed into nega. It was changed into a blessing, and honor even. I have done many things that made me hard to get along with, but I have changed. I may be strange to some who never experienced these things in what I experienced, but I'm no longer ashamed of how I am better assassin and pedohulet, the thing that we reach as a generation, a real priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that is also for the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. You learn to accept and not be mad or jealous because you lacked intelligence or money. He was arrogant in service, but it is no more. It is Sabbath that lives within. Everything you ever wanted is here, and we are all equal, and we all are on. Everyone stood up and applied the base placed his papers in a briefcase, and Wanyeyikéቩ stood up to leave. Eltib looked at Wanyeyikéቩ. Yeah, Mawenia, where you think you are going? Wanyeyikéቩ sighed, it out you were wrong. Eltib smelled, did he say class dismissed? Wanyeyikéቩ sat back down, no, sir. Eltib sighed, louder is the medicine we all need to ease our stress, relax the soul. That reminds me of when we first met. He was an updated and serious man. He made a few corny jokes, and then they got pretty funny as time passed, and in battle, he was so confident he was utterly hilarious and bold. I got that from Wanyeyikéቩ smiled and shook his head to agree as Oldip continued. Louder was the remedy for if you look at it, life is funny. It's nothing more than the truth. It may not be when you see the problem, going traffic crisis, but it's funny after a while and looking at the silly things we do as humans, what we do for love and material gain. We have to look at ourselves and say how life is funny and don't get caught up in this world, but get caught up in Sibat. Now, Muweni, finished, class, dismissed, that's the crowd like it. Wanyeyikéቩ returned home, felt extremely tired for no reason, and talking up after Oldip's class. Laying down, he fell asleep. His queen walking towards him, happy, and asked, "Why are you so happy today?" Smiling, she replies, "Cassie, see you, handsome, let's go to the lake, enjoy the view, and play slap rocks." They enjoy the lake for hours and return home as the evening close. On their way home, there's a party going on. What celebration is this for? Queen lies, "It's yours, silly. Happy birthday." The crowd grows louder by the minute, and he hears Queen say, "Because of him, me friends and family are gone." Wanyeyikéቩ's smile becomes a frown, and in a ball of confusion, he looks at the people he is surrounded by and notices no one. Until Wanyeyikéቩ sees his sister talking to Queen, but he did it for Sabbath. At Almasco. Man comes to the celebration, and Queen's death lays up, and says house, "Macain, where have you been?" The stranger looks at Wanyeyikéቩ, raises his eyebrows and smiles, and says to Queen, "You been around, baby." They both disappear and are seen upstairs in Queen's room moments later. Queen changes clothes in front of the man with her breast out and sext him does it as the man stares at Wanyeyikéቩ again with an evil smile. Queen sat outside the window to overhear at the party. If Anaga come looking for him, tell him you already got a man. Wanyeyikéቩ wakes up from his dream. As he tries to understand his vision, he turns to see something written in his notebook when he sees someone else's handwriting in one of the pages in his book. Looking at the writing, he noted that it was Queen's handwriting. Furious that someone would invade his heart's desire, he spoke into his earpiece. "Queen, where's your location?" Queen, hearing his tone, replied, "At the lake, which one?" Wanyeyikéቩ, thinking about his dream, just sighed, "I'm on my way." Rushing to his ski craft, he opened the book and started reading what Queen had written, and his steps got slower and slower as he reached his ski craft. "It's beautiful," Wanyeyikéቩ thought to himself. Upon reaching Queen, she noticed the notepad in his hand. "It knew you were mad, but you worth it." Wanyeyikéቩ smiled. "You was mad because no one has ever seen me work, and realizing the dream was a trick, he sighed, "You didn't know you worked so beautifully. I came here to give you a piece of my mind, but I think you would rather give you a piece of my heart. You love it, and honestly, I think you love you, but I never had to hear totally you. Because him say." Queen grabbed the book, opened it to the poem, and read with the word aloud. "So, you went to the me ball, the suddenly me heart woke now. Entering into the depth of an inner soul, as we bond and continue to grow. Understanding the meaning of love. Through the words we share. Leaning on one another when the load is more than one can bear. Reading your heart with the look in your eye. Never allowing our love to die. Standing by your side throughout this storm of life. For you have chosen me to be your wife. For now, and forever no death do us part." Queen Sophie grabbed Wanyeyikéቩ by his chin and looked him in the eyes, and continued. "If you can promise it that you can have the keys to my heart. Ye ask, if I'm down. Is this time for real? Only if we really understand how we feel. The love we share is not yet of physical touch. So, are you sure that it isn't, that you love so much? I never knew true love, I never thought it was fun. Now you tell me that it could. I doesn't even form. That it is you. My love, so true, that I have waited so long to embrace. Standing at the altar. Now love fills that empty space. Yes, we stand face to face." Wanyeyikéቩ said, "I promise." And Queen kissed Wanyeyikéቩ, and sighed, "I promise as well." Wanyeyikéቩ looked at Queen and sighed, "You will be with him, and you will be me. And off the top of his head, Wanyeyikéቩ said to Quinn. In me is me. I am committed to me Quinn, dedicated to me Quinn. Eve. Mother of the living. You have the art of love and compassion, the art of giving. Populated the foundations, tiny wisdom taught the men of the weak. Meditate me told you of yourself. Molded me to be me. You felt all her pain, frustrations, and dangerous. Yet it was hidden with a smell. Felt all her joy, happiness, and love. Having ye to see, because you're a part of me. Till me to good me to you. He was pleased, and gave you me. When I had many people were there, they started cheering and heard a few people saying, about time. Lot Wilfer, the news was spread throughout the region about Queen and Wanyeyikéቩ. Dark Yellow and the rest of Wanyeyikéቩ's close friends celebrated 4 days as people were happy to welcome the new couple. On the festival's last night, Wanyeyikéቩ lay down, nor he was dreaming, he heard a voice, we said you can't sleep, young Libert. Has the spirit of Sabbath prepared you for your journey? Wanyeyikéቩ spoke to the man, who now the men had called him Libert, what journey do you speak of? He just couldn't sleep and walked along till he came across. How is it yet now my name? Wanyeyikéቩ was putting up a book in his hand and gathering his thoughts as he stood up. The messenger continued. The spirit of King Solomon is upon you. To wisdom, heart, and soul of King Solomon you have been blessed with, made him Sabbath has just done mentoned his people to see. Like the prophets Elijah and counselors. You and your descendants will use words of wisdom, peace, and the sword to destroy Sabbath's enemies. Your weddings have reached years of Sabbath, and your juices in your wars. For this reason, you are no longer called Libert, but Wanyeyikéቩ. The old man transformed into a wolf. Wanyeyikéቩ shook his head and rubbed his eyes. The old man continued, in 3 days, you will see me in this form, and you will be your good on a journey. For 3 days, you shall perform the holy journey and bid your family farewell, for they will not see you for 150 seasons. Notice, before you leave the state of Lausina, you shall endure many trials and tribulations thrown into your spiritual man and physical body that will prepare you for your journey. Be not afraid, for Sabbath will be with you to enter time. Quickly interrupting. Wanyeyikéቩ smiled and sighed, how can a man live to be 150 seasons, sir? You cannot have with Sabbath, all things are possible, but it will not be you, but your blood and your spirit shall return to Sabbath's people, and his name shall be called Cus. The old man replied. With your blood, insane, you shall see more, and for hearing, you shall hear more. And with your spirit, you shall control the flesh, see with the eyes of Sabbath, and yet others do not same. The old man smiled as he transformed again. Behold, your wife. Yes, he continues, enemy of a beautiful one appears in a cloud of smoke. Your spirits are your son, and the love you shared will be forever. It will be remembered as an equal of Sabbath's happiness between man and woman. Wife. Wanyeyikéቩ said aloud, and then he was taken back into darkness and heard another voice. Adam had to realize that he needed. Just like you had to realize you need Danae, and Danae had to realize she needed you, and you both were made for each other. Go in peace and be happy with your wife, for many blessings will come to you both. Wanyeyikéቩ opened his eyes, and it was the next day. Queen approached Wanyeyikéቩ with a strange look in her face and asked, didn't you say your name was Libert? Wanyeyikéቩ looked at her and sighed, yes, we use that. Queen continued. It read that the young man was it alike, and Muki appeared to him as a wolf at first. Wanyeyikéቩ said he had the same dream, but what he saw in the dream happened to me days before he made me journey here, that was over 9 years ago. Quentin took Wanyeyikéቩ by the hand and took a seat. You've been eaten by all my life and never really know anything about being domesticated. You helped me out, but you enjoy hanging out with me brothers fighting, reading horses, and stuff like that. I'm happy Sabbath has sent you to be my husband, for I know you're a good man, can't see, but a good man. Wanyeyikéቩ smiled as he continued, what I'm trying to say is I'm willing to be the best wife he can be. Wanyeyikéቩ held her hand, that I may say I'm shall how to be, as you call it, domesticated and a man. The things I do now were tight, Tom, on my way here. He was never a warrior, as a matter of fact, my grandmother made me cook and clean, telling me, imitating big voice, you don't need a woman to cook and clean when you can do it yourself. So, what you don't know? We can do together and learn from each other. That's how we become strong in the sun. Couldn't smell it inside, you liked it. After 6 months, they set a date for their wedding, where Friedrich would with them, Jomindal would be his best man, and Dirkiel would give her away. Later that night, Wanyeikቩ sat on his bed thinking about his conversation with Quinn. He looked up and started to talk to us above. Lord, please humble me and make me ready you and me till before you and me with dog. I'm nervous and can't sleep worrying about being married to such a beautiful and strong woman. He asked this in your son's name, Amen. As he does this and turns in his bed, he reaches for his pen and paper and waits, self-righteous. The pride of never being wrong is never being right. You say to yourself, no one can tell me anything. You say you got all the answers to everything is correct. Tell you real right. But that's to you and only you. Self-righteous. Open-minded to nothing, close-minded to everything. Self-righteous. Did you know that being wrong helps you learn how to be right? Do right. But being right all the time makes you wrong. Do wrong. He that knows the answers to everything, knows nothing. There is only one work no soul. His above, not down here amongst the spirits. But those of righteous people take cannot hear to words that he say. With it learn from our wrongs, learn to do right, be righteous. Not self-righteous. So, humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and the soul let you up. In his word poets. Words of love, words of pain, words of relief, the poetess. She describes her life, her feelings, and emotions as men. A praise of determination, a fragment of joy, sentences that combine it to. The poetess. Reaches into the heart, to break away the stones. The walls that have been built up. The poetess. Vowels of passion, syllables that come to life. Consonants that grow deep inside you that someday will sing. Letting the world now, feel and see. The poetess. He wrote. Was to blame. When the sun refuses to shine. Was to blame. When the stars refuse to sparkle at night. Many times, it seems like I'm to blame just for being a man. No one is always right, trying the best they can. Giving me all, but that seems like it's just not enough. Baby was to blame. They say that your love is pure as gold, that is what I've been told. If that is true, grab a hold, because my love will unfold. You go through ups and downs. Many times, you have even seen me pain. Gave me time, gave him space, the only thing he asked. Was to blame. Was to blame when you need help. Can I call on you or will you let me down? Always been there for you, you have noticed it's true. You did it because I cared. Now in need pain. You're never here, was to blame. He wrote, searching for love. Wanting to be there for me meant, not for me money. Saying, no money, no honey. Always getting hurt, searching for love. Heart becoming so cold, searching for love. Always giving, never receiving. Will life be better alone? Hell no. That would be a sad, sad song. Don't you take it now, searching for love. Looking for just on it of my love. Seeking sent from heaven above. I've turned down the right and just one honest in the past. Searching for love. Lest deceive me. Lest made him, believe in me. Searching for love. Searching for love. No more you'll let love offend me. Then he would, take me heart. Just take. Take me heart. Giving you all that he got. Tired of trying so hard to look for love, so take me heart and do as you will. Whatever you like. Tired of being used, abused, or even someone's substitute. Give you a treasure that can't be measured. Can you see the pain? Can you see the love you had in the past? years ago. Igev you till best, gave you, but you can't say. Take me heart. Do whatever you like, tear it apart. Whatever is in your heart. Trusting your love casts loneliness. You came to me with your arms up and wide. An unexpected dream, you sighed. But all I see now is pride, lying next to you. You really said our love has dead. He told you, yes he was crying, you can't have me hurt. Take me hurt. No, please, leave me hurt alone. Queen's battle and was up for their cycle to protect the perimeter, and 2 weeks after their return will be to wedding day. While Queen and their battle and were in duty, Wainike prepared his house as their home, and he written where he'll live. With the help of his friend and speedster Grace, they prepared a beautiful home for him and Queen. A big beautiful, spacious stucco home, for she had already said she wanted a large family, so Wainike planted a vegetable garden and inside of the house and then herb garden and other. Front and back of the house, there was an spectacular beautiful flowers and evergreen grass, and the rest of the land was up in lawn with horses and farm animals and animals barn and work walk the ground as they pleased. Here's the 20% of the land instead of 10% forth. Community to raise and breed horses. The community came together and helped Wainike, and his top officials decorated the rest of the property for the wedding and the biggest wedding party they had ever seen. On the Queen's duty for completed, John and his battle and took responsibility for the perimeter, but made sure he was nearby not to miss the ceremony, saying he was the best man. Grace, Mercy, and Jay coordinated it all. All did help with all the electrical and corporate work, installing microphones, monitors, and speakers within the zoo. We'll all handle a configure and install others outside the zoo. The estimated crowd size was in thousands, and the zoo would only hold some of them. Dark Eagle and his sons prepared 6 pits and smoked Queen's favorite foes, and Varian designed her the most beautiful dress. Daniel and Bob organized security and setting ornaments by region. Nervous gathered all the classical music heard Wainike play, electro fruit by Joe, Avent, Enid Becker, and Luther Van Russ and some jazz by Naji, Sentin, and Rover Washington, Jur.